This is gonna blow your mind. We don't shy away from the tough stuff. Join the debate every Monday. Join us on the Shorty Logic podcast every Monday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We break down the hot topics, challenge the status quo, and want you in the conversation. Follow, like, and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Don't miss a single episode.
What up, everyone? This is Shorty Logic Podcast. I am Shorty Logic. Here are my co-hosts.
How y'all doing? This was Blessed. I'm sorry I look as tired as I feel, but I'm here, y'all.
Anybody? Go. Anybody?
Saeed, man, you know the street doctor. I was trying to let Paige jump in there because I almost got in trouble last time, so I ain't really it. But yeah, man, what's up, everybody? We back, man, after a great weekend. You feel me?
Hello, this is Peggy here, tired as ever, long weekend, ready for this discussion.
Woo-hoo.
Let's get there. Hey, we in this motherfucker. Hey, disclaimer, it might be tricky for some people. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Hey, this is open discussion. So we can kind of go into what's been going on with the shutdown and everything, the Section 8 and food stamps, and just all the little things. But we're gonna go ahead and start with the first video to start it off.
Now y'all know Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett never holds back, and she lit into Donald Trump over the immigration raids. She called exactly what it is. Roll it.
Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas.
Thank you so much, Madam Ranker, and thank you so much to our witnesses for being here today. I've sat and I've listened, and what my colleague, Mr. Krishnamurthy, just talked about was just blatant racism. Like, I'm gonna just call a thing a thing. Like, this administration is racist. That he has always been a racist, and that is what we are enduring in this country. Let me give you some facts behind this racism, and they get mad when I say the things that I say, but I will not stop speaking the truth. Number one, I said that what we were experiencing in this country felt like what I would imagine slave patrols to look like. And frankly, anybody that knows anything about slave patrols, this is exactly what it was like. We're talking about lawless people that are going around with no warrants or anything, and it's all about rounding people up and disappearing them. That is what's currently taking place. And interestingly enough, even though modern day policing was born out of slave patrols, when I was speaking with one of my friends who is a federal law enforcement officer, he told me that one of the things that he has observed is that the culture is created at the top. And when I think about it, it absolutely makes sense. If you have somebody at the top that will not tolerate the types of things that we're seeing, then maybe those under you won't do it. But we know that we have a racist at the top. He has called himself the head law enforcement agent in this country, and therefore everybody has decided that it is okay to take off their hoods and mask up as ICE agents.
That was deep. That was deep right there. Hey,
man,
Jack Crosby, she going in, man. She go in.
Hard, bro.
She do. So what you got to say about that, Miss Bless? That was your video.
I feel like Jasmine goes for the jugular.
She does.
She's not pulling no punches. Everybody wants to talk about where she's from and she didn't grow up in the hood and all that. You don't have to grow up in the hood to see that racism is leading this country. You don't have to grow up in the hood to see what's blatantly right there in front of your eyes. Like, they're trying to strip everything away from us. Our future, our voices, our freedom of speech, the way we move, the way we breathe. He's controlling everything at this moment. And if you don't see that, then there's something wrong with you. Like, it doesn't make any sense right now, the things that he's been allowed to get away with. And like she has stated on many occasions, we got a person in the office right now that's got like 38 felonies. How do we have a felon in the office running the country?
Say we got a felon.
That's crazy to me. Then like she said, they have taken off their hoods and they have just made them ICE. That's all they are. They're rounding up Hispanics and whoever else don't agree with them. What's next? When they're done rounding up all the foreigners, who you think they're coming after them next? People don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. So you gotta open your eyes, take them blinders off.
I'm thinking it's so deep, right? What you're saying for me, because I got a little revolutionary spirit. So in my mind, it's like, when you see people attacking you, if you can like have foresight and see it, it seems like you would try to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? But as a people, we just kind of just sitting back watching this shit go on. Like you say, after they handle that, what's gonna happen? Who you think gonna be? So why are we still just chilling? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all chilling. Like, ain't nobody standing up. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely see what's going on. And after hearing a sister like Jasmine speak, that should definitely like set fire to your soul. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
But I think we just don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never really, it's been a long time since our people been in a position like this.
Yeah.
That's true. But she's doing her thing. But like you said, people might not know what to do, but ain't nobody really saying nothing. But here's my thing. You got the little small people who's actually stepping out and saying something. But my problem is we need to stand up for our own, because they're not going to stand up for us, so we need to stand up for ourselves. If you're going to stand up with a white cop killed a black kid, you need to stand up for what the government is doing to the community itself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't stand up for one without standing up for
Danny Crumb? What Danny Crumb them at? I'll show up in them. All them guys that like to get on TV. What the hell they is? I ain't heard nothing from them guys.
You say Danny Crumb?
What, that's his name, Danny Benny. What's his name?
You talking about the U of L basketball?
No, not him. No.
I say, shit, he dead, ain't he?
Yeah, he passed away. The black dude, man. Your boy, he came down here to the city and helped with the Breonna Taylor situation. You know what I'm saying? Crump or something like that.
Okay. Hey, Peggy. So what's your intake about what you said?
Hold on, say it again.
What is your thoughts about what's going on with the Judge Quad and the president and the things he's doing with the ISIS and everything?
I think what she said is very serious and real, and I think that is it gonna change something because she said it? Because they are in a closed room, and that's the messed up part about it. These conversations are happening in a closed room where a lot of us are not at, and we don't know. We only hear and see bits and pieces, whatever they want us to hear and see. And that's the messed up part. So it's like, are we benefiting from what she's saying? Are we benefiting from all the protests and stuff that's going on? How are we if us as a people ain't even looking at each other and saying, you know what, you are important? Right. So how are we going to say, oh man, she did the thing, but this is no different from us if we was in your living room? And everybody can't see it, but whoever looks at it will see it and be like, oh, okay. Will they sit up there and stroll on it? Will they sit up there and try to make a difference in our community? Will they try to be, you know what, let me stick my chest out. Let me be this strong Black woman or man and reach out to my other Black brother or sister and help them instead of kicking them down and then become more crabs in the bucket. Because we are the race that's more crabs in the bucket than any other race.
This is true.
And that's the messed up part. So it's like, is what she said gonna make a difference? Or is it just, oh wow, black people, Black Lives Matter? You know, what is it?
I personally think that she's on a platform that can reach out to a lot more people than just the average Black American. So with that being said, people are going to hear her. Just like how I found the video, I'm pretty sure other people have as well. And for the people who have found it that's now on this platform, now they can see it, that they are not alone. Yes, she is one person, but at the same time, you got to start somewhere. Martin Luther King was one person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to look at it like that. Louis Farrakhan is one person, but at the same time, if you talk loud enough, somebody's going to hear it and somebody's going to respond to it. Farrakhan's got plenty of followers. So at the end of the day, everybody is saying the same thing, but just in a different way. So I think it has to start somewhere. And even though I feel like, yes, she is in the closed room, she has the Congress. She has the voice that they are. Some of them are listening. Some of them hear her.
Right.
Some of them feel the same way. They're just not as boisterous as she is and standing up for it, because a lot of people are scared, but she's not scared. And I applaud her for that, because at the same time, it has to be done. Somebody has to say something. She's not just sitting back taking it. She's fighting back in her own way. And she has plenty of followers and listeners as well that she's getting this out to. So with that being said, just like how we're listening to it right now, I mean, you have to start somewhere. Somebody can't be afraid to go out there and stand out there and be the voice of reason, because at the end of the day, we all see it. We just don't know where to start and we don't know what to do. And then you see where they've been marching, and all over the world, they've been marching for months now. And I mean, they show it all the time on Facebook and anywhere else. It's all on the news where people have been marching. I'm out by the thousands and, hundreds of thousands of people out there. So, I mean, her voice is getting it out. And it's not just for her. It's just people just out here in general. There's been injustice has been done to them, and they're tired of it, and they're out here and they're marching and they're calling for peace and everything else. And it's not just us, it's a lot of white people out there. And you got to think, like the food stamp issue and all that stuff, and the welfare, that's not just affecting us. It's just as many of them on welfare and food stamps as it is us, if not more.
They blew my top. They were saying how many.
Oh, most of them, it's probably like, more of them than it is us.
Yeah.
It's probably more of them than it is us. So they out here marching and they speaking up.
And I agree with that. It is more than it could be. It's just as much of them as it is. And in this next video, it's going to also show you, say just as much of them, because when we talk about the section or the food stamps, there's a lot of people on there, and there's a lot of people who needs it. And I mean, there's thousands of people who needs it, especially with we're not really getting paid that much in work, and everything's still going up higher, houses, more food, gas, just your rent, all that just going up, and the minimum wage ain't going up. You know what I'm saying? So I see that, but you also have these ones who just have kids just for government to play for. So with that being said, I'm going to play this next one.
My food stamps went from $4,400 in food stamps every month to $38. What am I supposed to get with $38 with 6 kids? How the hell am I supposed to support my kids on $38 in food stamps? Not to mention our disability checks on hold. Our Section 8, my rent isn't getting paid tomorrow. So I have to come up with $1,100. Okay? I am allergic to work. I can't work. I refuse to work. The whole reason I had kids was the amount of government benefits that you get for one child. And now, with the dependent age being 7 and younger, none of my kids are dependents now. None of them, because they're all older than 7. So how am I supposed to live? How do I feed my kids on $38? This is not okay. Not okay.
Okay, so first of all, Let me just say this.
OMG.
Let me just say
OMG.
this.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Mika
Hold on. We
Give
got
me-
a comment first. So we're reading the comment off.
I'm about to go
Put
to
your
the
gun
left.
up, man.
I'm about to go left. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry.
Hey,
First
if
of
we
all,
have a comment up, man.
let me read this. 33% of white people are on food stamps, 28% of Black Americans on food stamps, 70% nationalities on food stamps. I agree.
Big time.
Antonio Robinson. Hold up.
Oh,
I don't know
God.
where you found this video of Snaggerberg, but let me tell you this. I don't
Snaggerberg.
even understand why this woman got on here and said that she only
I'm
had
allergic.
children and that she's because of the amount of government assistance she get.
Wow, we making babies.
And let's just start with the fact that this
I'm making
nasty
babies.
broad says she's allergic to work.
Who?
A lot of
You
them.
are allergic to toothpaste and fucking in toothbrush because that's
Come
why
on.
your teeth are gone.
Come on, Bless. Calm
I don't
down.
know.
Calm down, Bless.
Listen, she done pissed me off. For you to sit here, that's what makes people look bad right now. You do not sit here and say you allergic to work. I go to work Monday through damn Friday. I'm here to tell you, I've never seen anything like it in my life. For somebody to sit here and open your mouth and pour out the bullshit she just pulled out about being allergic to work. And that's why she had 6 children. First of all, whoever your baby daddies are disgusting. I'm sorry.
That late night stuff going on right there. Last minute things going on right
Listen, I don't know what the hell was going on, but
what-
one thing wasn't going on was teeth. So let's start there. So I don't even understand where you found this broad at. You could have kept her where she was, talking about some damn.
But here's
Crazy.
when I came across that, because and I will say again, there are thousands of men and women who actually need this program, and they really need it. But there are tens and thousands of women these niggas need to get their shit together and take care of the kids. White, but I don't give a fuck. Take care of your kids. But there are tens of thousands of women have kids because they know the government is going to take care of them.
Yeah, she's a prime example.
That's her
Yeah.
job. She said, I wake up to have babies. So I can get this 44 bands a month, and they tripping to go give me 38.
4,400? I didn't even know they
I ain't know they giving much out. Who are you? I need to call that office that day. Fucking
Yeah.
My thing is, and that's in stamps.
That's
Yes.
stamps.
Man, I don't even spend that much in a month. Can you imagine how much I have at the end of the year?
I'm saying.
If you're getting 4,400 a month, you should be able to do that. You should be able to take 4,400 and do that, spread that out against about 4-5 months. I'm sorry, how big is your refrigerator and deep freezer the way you spend it?
Go get a part-time job.
No, she's selling there.
Yeah. Go get a part-time job.
That's probably why her teeth is out, because she's using that to get other kind of
Baby,
and all
that's
that stuff.
methamphetamine. That's what that Tar Heel shit. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, took all her teeth out of her damn gum. I don't know what it is, but she done pissed me off talking about she allergic to work. Bitch, you should have been allergic to math.
But that's another way that the government is failing this world.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Another way, because of stuff like that,
Like
the
and-
government and the system is failing.
and-
Because how is it that it's okay for you to sit down and don't do nothing, but I gotta bust my tail, and you mean to tell me, well, we gonna give you 15, and I got a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
We gonna give you $15. What the freak you mean? Because of how much you make because you got disability. Anybody can go in there and sit up there and get some peanut butter and smear it all over my face and act like I'm insane. Am I gonna get a check?
Man, and the crazy part about it is though, I get this bit from the Army. No, now what she said was, and I don't think that. Well, I think my mind's a little different, but that was not facts because I got my money on the first. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I don't know because that's state and then mine is federal. I don't know, but disability. So I still got mine. So that's a false statement, you know. But like I said, like I found that and I was like, yeah,
she might be just one of them people that they use for propaganda. Cause that was just outrageous. The story, man, it was like beyond. Like this was fire.
It sounds crazy. Don't. First of all,
Yeah, made it up.
4,400 a month. And you still get your
4,400.
Sound like some
Can you
on top
imagine?
of
Can
that,
you
she
imagine
said,
that?
no,
No
I
wonder
cannot.
she ain't
No,
got
I
to
cannot.
work.
She
She's
said
flipping
6
it.
I never even
kids.
heard of nothing like that.
But so here's my thing. Here's my thing here. This is y'all president, not mine. But anyway,
Who president? What you say?
y'all, that's y'all president, but not mine. But
It was y'all.
I can't. No, and I will say this: I can't stand the man. I don't like nothing he's doing. But when it comes to something like this, I agree. I see what he's trying to do, but at the same time, I think that's a better way of going about it.
I
That's
thought
a
that's why
better
he
way.
created Doge now with Elon Musk now to
That's
do
a better.
the
Yeah,
check.
and why
But
they
you
cut
know
off?
what?
What's popping?
But you know what? We are the only country that has a president have 50 states, and all 50 states have different laws.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's like, how is it that one president gonna make the whole United States do something and follow it, and they all have different laws? No wonder why the United States is jacked up.
Yeah.
We all jacked up because everybody's not on the same accord, but all these other countries have one president, one law, one this, one that, and we have one president in 50 states and 50 all these different laws.
But here's the thing. No, and I agree with you because in a lot of countries there is just one president and they do everything. But here is different because you got federal, then you got the federal law, then you got the state law. But a lot of things they put into the state law says up to the state. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't think that stuff is right because we go to Indiana, it's different from here, Tennessee, different from here. But yet we got one person that's supposed to control everything. So that means no matter if he's jacked up or not, he's not gonna make every state happy. It's impossible.
That's only if he make it. It's only if he make that rule or that bill federal. If he make a rule or a bill and it up to the state to use that, now that's up to the state. Once again, a lot of these laws is state based, not federal based.
Exactly.
But you know,
exactly. And that's what the state votes to. So
like
then it's just all jacked up. It's all jacked up. Everybody thinks America is.
Everybody got the right to voice. You know what I'm saying? That's why we separate like it. We just honor one banner as a whole, but we are a democratic country. You know what I'm saying? We voted. We came together to not have an authoritative order around us. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no Kim Jong-un, no Vladimir Putin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the Democrats, if you really do your investigation about the Republican Democrats is not where it's at. Everybody think the Democrats is where it's at, but if you do your investigation on it, Republicans where it's at. It's just they just got in their head now. It totally has changed within the last 20 years. From when I had my first child to now, Republicans are not the same. Mm-hmm. Democrats are not the same.
Can we be president free for a while? Well, we can go to
we used to be president free.
Yeah. Congressman, I want to ask you, first of all, thank you for coming on. There's rumblings of discussions to reopen the government. Maybe small gangs of senators are reportedly working to find a way out. But of course, Senate Majority Leader John Thune said he won't discuss any Affordable Care Act changes until the government is open. What have you heard? And is there a possibility of any breakthrough happening soon?
You know, I am not convinced if there is a possibility of a breakthrough as it relates to it coming from the top down. I think that this is going to have to be a bottom-up effort. You know, there's been a lot of discussions about how much travel has been interfered with and how many planes have had to be canceled. I think that those are the types of things, those types of disruptions, the disruptions as it relates to SNAP benefits and WIC benefits. I think that those are the rumblings of the people that will finally solve this. Unfortunately, we have people that are not prioritizing the very people that put them into power, starting with the President of the United States, who has failed to sit down with the four corners, the leaders within the House as well as the Senate, to decide that they were going to come to a resolution to make sure that we can move forward in a way that benefits not just red states, not just blue states, but benefits the United States.
I mean, there just doesn't seem to be that much of a sense of urgency from the White House or Republicans. And does that tell you that they think they can end this shutdown without capitulating, without giving in to Democrats' demands?
You know, I don't know what it says. I mean, it is very hard to say that you can predict anything when it comes to this White House, especially when it comes to this particular president. I will tell you that, you know, it seems like he's not on the same page with the Republicans. We know that here recently, he basically said, hey, just go ahead and explore the nuclear option. You know, they've been trying to blame this on the Democrats the entire time, when those of us who...
So one at a time, y'all, without, you know, talking over each other, you know, we're going to discuss about that, right? Since that's, you know, everything she was saying is facts. Like, I just don't think he like I said, he went the nuclear route instead of going a more subtle way. You know, like I said, with the SNAP benefits. Like, me and Ms. Bless had a conversation about, you know, a way that he could have, you know, winged them off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Wing them off this stuff instead of, you know, but here's the thing, they really need to stand together, get your ass to work, and let's get this shit together. That's all it is to me. That's just, I might be thinking wrong, but it's how is y'all thinking about that?
I personally feel like that when you give somebody something and they've been dependent on it, you can't just wake up one morning and say, hey, I know you got these 4 kids, 3 kids, 2 kids, whatever. Yeah, since you didn't go and do something prior, then we're just going to take you off cold turkey. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. You can't wing a methadone person off of damn crack or methadone. You can't wing somebody off of something overnight, basically, is what I'm saying. You have to actually work toward it, and it's a process. So with that being said, I feel like they could have sent out papers and definitely saying, okay, listen, that especially somebody like who's getting $4,400. I would say, you know what, you've got 6 children. I get that. So what we're going to do is everybody who's on government assistance, we're going to split it in half. Okay, so this month you're getting $2,200. Next month, we might split it again. You might get, it may not be half, but we may get you $1,800. I mean, I don't know, but it's where you have to set something into play, put out more programs where you can prep people for life and prep people for work, get them into some kind of program where they can learn something and, you know, stand on their own and teach them how to manage their money, do money management for the ones that's getting the KTAP, you know, put it on. I don't know, figure out a way to put it to where, you know, it's going to the bills, you know, it's going to the things they need to be put on. And it's not just drugs, you know, and it's going to be hard to do because you don't know what people are doing with their money. But I mean, it's got to be a better way. It has to be something. I don't care if it's, okay, you got children in school that gets, I don't know, school uniforms. Okay, so half this, let's say you get $500 in KTAP. I don't know how that shit go. But let's say $100 every month. We're going to take that $100 every month. We're going to put that in a voucher to get school uniforms or whatever, every 2 months. I don't know how that shit works. But do something to where you know the money is going where it needs to go and it's not just being pissed off. Okay, we take another $75, $50. I don't know. We're going to put it toward, we're going to take it out of your money and put it on your light and gas bill. That way we know it's getting paid. You know, I don't know. Figure it out. But don't just cold turkey be like, hey, we're not doing this shit no more, period. And y'all need to figure it out. It's going to be so many homeless people out here because these people these landlords, you think they got to sit back and take the fact that they're not getting their rent? Hell no, they still need that money. They still need that money. So what's going to happen is like they did last time when they told everybody they didn't have to pay their rent, they didn't have to pay their bills. What happened? All of a sudden it clicked back on after a few months and was like, hey, guess what? Y'all owe 5 months of rent. Didn't nobody have it. You know, people was getting set out. They was getting set out.
I still pay money.
Right. Oh, most certainly. But everybody didn't think that way. Everybody doesn't think that way. You know what most people thought was, oh, I don't have to pay my rent for the next 3 months, so I'm gonna go out and buy a car. I'm gonna go get me a new TV. People just don't think. People were not doing what they were supposed to do. You were seeing people out here balling in the club and shit. It's like, nigga, rent still got to be paid. They never told you that we were going to pay your rent for you. We said we're going to take the rent and not let you pay it. You know, they said we're going to not let you pay rent for 3-4 months. Okay, we didn't say that we was going to pay it for you when it was time to pay again. And somebody still had to pay that back rent. They never said it was going to be them.
Yeah,
So with that being said, who the hell you thought was going to pay it? You.
And that's the mentality of like more a lot of people. They think of hell. And as a matter of fact, hell, I was on Section 8 at that time because I was on Section 8 for 2 years. But I used it as a stepping stone, not a way of life. Hell, I had a job, I was working and still had Section 8, but I still had to pay my rent. And I still pay my rent. And then during the shutdown, all them stimulus checks we was getting, all the extra money was getting, guess what? Yeah. I paid off a lot of stuff in my house, but guess what? I also made a trust fund for my son with that money.
They say if you fail to plan,
you know what I'm saying?
You plan to fail, man.
Exactly.
You know it's you got that. Like I said, I tell people all the time. I don't care who you are, rich or poor, whatever. Why you think these rich people so damn rich? You know what I'm saying? Because they have unprogrammed their minds and things that they've been accustomed to and change their way. But a lot of people so stuck in their ways, they just want to live, they're comfortable where they're living.
The biggest thing is the rich people stay rich because most of them live frugal, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They live frugal. They penny pinch. A lot of them ain't even got, half of them ain't got furniture in their house. People don't know that. A lot of them ain't got, you ever see them big mansions? Half of them ain't got but a sprinkles of furniture. They don't go out and spend frivolously. They're not out here in the Jordans and the jewelry all everywhere. The brokest, you want to see the brokest person in the world? Look and see how much shit they got. Like all these, how cars and all this old crazy shit. And then you buy a whole bunch of jewelry and a whole bunch of, just a whole bunch of shit you really don't need. The people that are broke spend the most damn money on frivolous bullshit.
That's some real shit right there, because you think about it. Matter of fact, everybody know who Jay-Z is, whatever. Come on. Like I said, the brokest person wants to show and showboat. Okay, then you got the rich people. They know they want, like the rappers, they want to shine this and that, they want jewelry, necklace, card, just show all this. But the most wealthy people, they maybe got a suit on, or they dressing like you don't even know. Like you would never. A lot of these rich people or wealthy people you wouldn't even know because they drive regular cars.
Let me tell you something. The people you talk about, the rappers and having all the flashy shit. Here's the thing. Those are like stifle checks. Those are checks they give them. Most of them get paid before they even put their record out. So by the time they record come out, they owe the money back. They owe the money back. So at the end of the day, the people that are rich are the people that's actually paying the rappers. The ones that are paying the rappers are the ones with the money.
Oh, well, we all know that.
So it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy that people look at, but when I say that to say this, younger generations and these YN out here, they look at the rappers and what they think is, the jewelry, the money, the clothes, the girls, the flashiness. I need to do that so I can get what they got. But what they don't realize is the people that are really the wealthy ones are the ones that's paying them.
Yeah.
That's why I said what I said. So at the end of the day, we're looking at the wrong thing. We're looking at the ones that are flashy, trying to be like them, not realizing that the ones that are really the ones that are wealthy. Because see, this is the biggest misconception. There's a big difference between being rich and being wealthy. Everybody wants to be rich. But what you don't realize is riches go away. Wealth is for a lifetime. And you have to. I don't know what done happened this time.
Now you doing your thing, baby. You showing out right there. You was late.
I can't even hear you.
Damn, you can't hear me. That is, hold on. I ain't got a mute on mine. I can hear you though.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear Shorty.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
I don't know what make it go out and come back in. I don't know. Every time somebody come in and go out, it go some reasons it blanks out because go out and come back in.
Can you hear me, Shorty?
Yes.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Loud and clear.
But yeah, like you think about it. Just think like you said, the most rich person is the fucking label. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it right. Let's get it right. And here's my thing. I wish black people would wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Because if all our black people, our black and brown people come together, stop spending money on the bullshit and want to be flashy. Do you know we will be the most powerful, community there is, because the reason why we be the most powerful, because we are the largest consumers in the world. They are rich because of us. We the one that spend all the money on the Gucci and this and that and this and that. We look at Walmart, look at Target. Black people stop spending their money there just for what? For 30 damn days. No, 24 hours. And guess what? Now they got shut down over 100 some stores. We have the power, but people don't want to really think about it because they want to spend, and they want to look a certain way.
Right. It's crazy, man.
Get that shit together.
Set up like that.
And there's
But
nothing
a lot
wrong
of
with
us
looking
black
nice.
people,
No, it's
we
nothing wrong.
wasn't raised on how to budget and save and invest and think about our future. A
There's
lot of
nothing
us
wrong
black
with
people
looking
just don't but think about today.
Yeah.
I agree with
What?
that. No matter. What's up, Lamar?
What's the topic? I think it's down my alley. But yeah,
Yeah, we
let's
talking
make
about your Uncle Trump. We right here.
We're
y'all.
talking- We're talking about the Section 8, the food stamps, and
This
and just
motherfucker here.
how
this ignorant you know something. And we talk about Trump. Hey, you know how your mom used to grab you by your arm and whoop your ass? That's what he needs. He needs a swift ass whooping. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause he's fucking up my money. But you know when we talking about money, I'm catching the ass end of it. It was crazy. I was just talking about this. The more money I make, the more money I have, the less I want to spend. But when I'm absolutely broke,
Real talk.
it's like spending like crazy. Like for instance, I left Louisville. I don't even know what today is, but I left Louisville Sunday at 9 o'clock. I left with $63 in my pocket, or in my bank account, and $20 in my pocket. And people like, man, you on the road? I'm like, bro, I've been broke all my life, and I got money, but I'm like, bro, I don't care. Like I just spent $38 on some fried ribs and crackling down here in Louisiana, and I'm like, dog, so okay, I got to eat ramen noodles or whatever for the rest of the week. I'm cool with that. But I want my daughter to taste some fried ribs from down here in Louisiana. So that was important to me. When we talk about, you're talking about investing and for long term, but we want to look a certain way. The more money people make, the less they look like they got money.
True.
People who don't got money want to look like they got money, and they don't have money.
That's what they just said.
Yeah.
You know, when I look at, I told you, I used to look at them what they call Range Rovers, and I'm like, man, that's like somebody got some money. And when I seen a dually, a F-350, something like that, I used to be like, man, that just ain't nothing but a poor ass farmer, driving a truck. And then you go and buy one. Well, that motherfucker is as much as a Land Rover.
Hell.
And now I just look at things differently. There was a time I was talking about when I was in the Army. And I remember my first house was $61,750. Never forget it. And I remember signing that check, me and my ex-wife, and I remember I got lightheaded, I got sick. But I'm like, hell, I just bought a truck for, $77,000. And I signed that paper like it wasn't nothing. The whole point of it is that, like, going from where I was at then to going to where we're at now, like, I'm sitting on some money, and, like, I'm trying to figure out, I need to make that money work for me, because I'm tired of driving a truck. But I just don't know nothing's going to pay what this trucking pays. I'm trying to figure that part out, too.
Yeah, I just think I think we just need to get, especially just this black community, man, because I really care about our black community, man. I really do. But there's a lot of things that I can't stand because we just do some ignorant shit. We just need to get this shit together. We need to start putting our money back into our own community. But let's be honest, it ain't gonna happen. With that being said, we're going with it. Oh, go ahead.
It can happen, but I mean, think about what our society's doing. I remember back when I was in Carter Homes growing up. The year I was in 5th grade was when I was supposed to be, the next year I was supposed to be going to Duval Middle School. And that's when they changed it, and they sent me to Robert Frost way on the other end of the world where the buses didn't even run. I remember that. Dr. King, if I'm not mistaken, said one of his gravest mistakes was he felt that segregation was putting us to where we're at now, because we had more before segregation than we do after segregation.
Heavy.
That's true.
Heavy, man.
Because our own communities, I remember growing up in Carter Homes, no, we didn't have everything. But your neighbors and the local stores, you know, in your community knew who you were and knew who your parents were. Hell, the police knew who you were and who your parents were. When you would get in trouble, they would take you to your parents. They ain't lock you up because your mama didn't whoop your ass.
Yeah. The police department right there on Bourne Avenue still is.
Yeah, but I mean, we had hop on. We had hop on big gun. I never forget. But your police, you knew who your local police was because they walked the beat back then.
Yeah. And that's how it was at Three Brothers. That store over there at Three Brothers.
Right there, yeah, right there on 34th, yeah.
They did not play at all. I'm telling
you, you going old school. I'm gonna tell you how old school.
I remember that.
But I'm gonna go start
one at a time.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bless.
I wasn't talking.
That was Peggy.
Who was that? Who was that?
That was Peggy.
I don't know who Peggy is. Who Peggy is?
She's a white dot.
No, I did that.
White dot.
No, because she know too much. See, that's all I'm trying to say. But yeah,
got a comment said, "Do y'all watch Behind the Bullet?"
Do we watch who?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
Behind the who?
Never.
I ain't hip to that. What that come on?
I don't. Yeah, what that come on?
Never heard of it.
What that?
That must be a whiskey.
Why he commented as to let him know what it, so we can watch it on and go with the next video.
All right, go ahead.
It's the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of.
A viral video is reigniting debate over America's welfare programs. Multiple social media users have recently vented their frustration over EBT and SNAP systems, has sparked heated discussions online after he claimed government assistance programs are widely abused, pointing to examples of individuals pulling up in a Mercedes-Benz or buying lobster tails with EBT. While he acknowledges that some families genuinely need help, he calls the majority of cases a big joke, accusing lazy parents of setting their children up for failure. He even advises young viewers to join the military to build discipline and stability instead of relying on assistance. The video has drawn mixed reactions. Some viewers agree with his criticism of welfare abuse, while others say he's overlooking the real struggles of low-income families who depend on programs like EBT to survive. What are your thoughts? If you're interested, please share your ideas with me.
First of all, he's never been broke, so he would never understand what it is to be broke and black. I'm gonna go there. Second of all, both sides of that story is true. There's a lot of people that abuse that. There is. However, there's a lot of families that need it. And since we talk about that statistically, because the larger majority is white, there's more of them on it than it is black.
Yeah. Yep, that's what we said earlier. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah. And he said it was on the News Fox 41. It talked about what y'all talking about.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it. I'm gonna have to take a look.
Yeah, take a look at that.
Well, here's my thing. How much money that's cost this dumbass to fly down to Mar-a-Lago or whatever it's called to go and play golf? I'm paying for that shit.
Yeah, now let's talk about
forget the ballroom.
Let's talk about the ballroom. What was it?
22,000.
Tell me why the fuck? I'm scared. I know we're getting off subject. What the fuck you need a ballroom from? Your ass can't dance.
It ain't even about that. Let's talk about why you're remodeling a house that's not yours. Let's start there.
Hey, what is it? 350 million now?
I think
something like that.
At his house.
Something like that.
I don't think he's going nowhere.
Why are you spending the money?
How much money do anybody know the kind of off the wall figures of what the EBT and SNAP would be for the month?
It was in the billions, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me Google.
Well, hell, 300 million has definitely helped somebody. But I'm gonna go somewhere else. Why in the fuck do we keep giving all these foreign goddamn countries aid, and we not taking care of our own?
That part
right there.
I don't care who get mad. My name's Lamont Dawson. I don't really give a shit. Fuck Israel and the Ukraine too, and the rest of them too. Fuck them. And I did 17 years, 11 months in the military. Fuck them. If you ain't American, I don't care if you black, green, purple, whatever your religious belief is. If you ain't American, man, fuck you and your country. And I believe it with everything in my heart. And I feel I'd earned that, along with another couple of brothers on here. Because there's no reason we got all these people homeless because a lot of them have mental illness. We don't have no mental illness facilities. They think jail is the cost all or the fix all, and everybody don't need to be in jail. Some of these people are really fucked up and need some help.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
You spent $300 million on this shit or whatever the fuck. I don't know how much it costs to fly an airplane per. I mean, the helicopter per, whatever you on that 747 per hour. But I know it costs enough to pay a lot of damn food stamps. My mama. $100 billion, bless. Hey,
Lamont.
$100 billion for food stamps
every year.
Aid for cheaper oil prices.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, man, gas ain't cheap. Well, it's cheap in Texas, but gas ain't cheap. But I did get it cheap in Texas, though. Everything big in Texas. But gas ain't cheap, though.
No.
Shit. Yeah, gas, well, diesel fuel ain't cheap. But I mean, I got, when we look at it, and I can't say we won't never, but probably a good majority of us won't have that kind of money. Man, his people that's putting behind them, man, they are getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
They are getting paid.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm coming back from Texas right now and empty. And I'm going to be honest with you. That little $3,200 that they paid to come down here, I would have never came down here if I ain't have nothing coming back.
Hold on, Ma. I think Ms. Bless got something.
Listen, it says in 2024, SNAP served an average of 41.7 million participants per month.
Okay.
Federal SNAP spending totaled 99.8 billion a month.
You saying billion?
Well,
Would it be? Would it be?
And I would see. I would see. I
don't know. Hey, I'm sorry.
Hold on, Ma. Like I said
billion.
before. Like I said before, and I'm gonna keep saying.
Wow.
There are people who out there. There's thousands, hundreds of family who needs it, and I understand that. There's people on disability that needs it. I get it, and they're the ones that should be getting it. I would go a different way, but if I was the president, I would try to reduce that shit too.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the system is broke, but then we gotta understand one thing. We gotta understand one fix for one is not the fix for other. Because I'm gonna tell you,
absolutely.
I know some people sell food stamps. However, to me, I'm just talking about for me looking at them. Hell, y'all is gonna be out working like I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I just got on the phone with a female associate of mine, and she was letting me know about her family, and she was like, she got 4 children, and she was like, we all look out for one another. And I said, I gotta be honest with you. With all due respect, I love my children. I got 4 kids. I love my kids. But if my kids out here fucking up, I'm gonna help you once or twice. But if you keep doing the same dumb bullshit, you gotta figure it the fuck out. I can't help you.
I agree with that.
But that's the difference also from a father's love and a mother's love. And we all raised different and our values are different. Because like I told her, she's like, well, I'm my kid's friend. I said, I'm not. I'm my kid's daddy, period. Now that daddy encompasses a whole lot, but I'm not my kid's friend. I'm not.
Right.
Now, but being a daddy, like, okay, I'm going to throw you a prime example. Yesterday, I wanted my baby girl to vacuum the living room and downstairs. She told me she did. I said, baby girl, did you really do that? Now, it ain't nothing but her and I on the phone. She said, Daddy, yes. I said, Layla, you lying. So when I get home, me and Layla got to go in the backyard, and I got a manual rake, a rake and the pooper scooper thing. But no, we got to get the shit bag and the Walmart bag. We're going to go out there and do dog patrol and pick up dog shit. And she was like, well, you shouldn't do that. I said, I promise you, when we get through Bendo picking up all this dog shit, she'll never do that again.
That's true.
I said, whoop her for what? I said, my baby's 16 years old. She's highly intelligent. But I can promise you, when her daddy get to stand out there and I hope it's raining and I hope the weather's really shitty, because we're going to be out there together, I said, I can promise you she won't do that shit again. As a life learning lesson that you can never replace.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding. Wet shit. Shoot. You ain't never lying.
But here's the thing, though. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to feel like doing it, because guess what? I'm leading from the front. I'm out there doing it, too. See?
Right.
That's a leader. That's the difference between being a boss and a leader. Just a little corrective action, because here's the thing. Why would you lie to your dad? It ain't like I'm gonna chew your head off. It ain't like you're gonna get a whooping. Don't lie to me. Cause don't nobody got your back like I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
Big fact.
And it's just about the principle of the matter.
Right.
I mean, I told her, I said, some things gonna change in the household if we can't, get food a certain kind of way. Y'all get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you gonna be eating lunch at school? That shit's free. If we can't, if we can't get some help on some things, you gotta eat lunch at school. And it ain't that I can't pay for it, but why? When I can't get it on a discount. Why are we gonna do that?
That part right there. We got another video to hit, y'all.
I will agree that there are too many American people that are on SNAP benefits. But that means that you got to not look necessarily at SNAP. You got to look at the reasons that they're on SNAP. We know that over 1/4 of these people that are in receipt of SNAP benefits are actually the working poor in this country, right? We have not increased the minimum wage, and I don't know when, and the minimum wage still sits at $7 while everything else is going up, whether we're talking about the cost of food or whether we're talking about the cost of rent or whether we're talking about the cost to actually try to engage in home ownership, if we're talking about the interest rates. And we know that under the failed leadership of this administration, this country has seen a loss of 1 million jobs, and that's just in the first few months. He's not even had a full year. So no, we need to work on economic policies that will put people into a position in which they are not the working poor, where they are still needing the $6 a day to eat. So yes, we need to talk about it, but I don't think that SNAP is the problem. I think that that is the resolution, or at least that is a symptom of the problem. We have a bigger problem in which we have billionaires that are continuing to rise up every single day and are getting richer and richer, to the extent that there was talk about Elon becoming a trillionaire, the first one in this country or in the world. Yet we still have people that have to go to the food bank and
can I comment on that?
Go ahead.
So when you raise minimum wage, everything else goes up. We did this shit, during COVID or something like that? It's a minimum wage for a reason. And I'd have been a server with a CDL. I'd have made $2.13, not $2.25 an hour. I was serving for a whole year, and I owned a truck and had my CDL, but I wanted to be home with my daughter. However, I'm listening to this lady, and I go to work like the majority of us do on this video thing here. And you know something? If I become a billionaire or trillionaire, no disrespect to somebody who didn't, but I should not have to. I'm not gonna share my money with you. For what? You didn't help me earn it. I'm not knocking Elon Musk on whatever the hell he does. Hey, he earned that in whichever ways he did. If he sold his soul to earn that money, hey, that's his money. Now, instead of you giving me, teach me how to fish so I can learn how to better, bring up a whole generation. But I'm not knocking that. But raising minimum wage is not the fix. This is my opinion. And just because somebody's a billionaire or a trillionaire or a gazillionaire, hey, they earned that. And a lot of us, I'm going to say me, myself, we wouldn't know what to do with that goddamn money they gave it to us right now today anyway. Because we're too damn financially illiterate. I'm sorry.
And spend it on stupid shit, you know what I'm saying? But I
would have to say
I think you need to raise.
You need to raise minimum wage.
Yeah, you need to raise minimum wage. Yes, you need to raise.
Well,
yeah.
I want y'all to look up when y'all get a chance outside the chat. Look what happens when you raise minimum wage.
Okay, so people should not. That's slave labor. Why would you want to walk around for $7 an hour?
It's called. Guess what? We can go to school, and you ain't necessarily got to go to college to make a living. I know a couple of people right now that has the skill set to make 6 figures, but because they choose to indulge in marijuana, it fucks them from making them 6 figures. Life choices.
Who wants to go out here and slave every day for $7 an hour?
You think I want to slave for this chump change I'm making?
I believe that minimum wage needs to be raised.
Yeah, minimum wage needs to be raised up. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go up. Because I think
they still raising
I think the federal thing is what, $7.25. That's the federal minimum wage.
That's ridiculous. It's absolutely it's insulting.
I gotta look it up. I gotta make sure, but I think it's $7.
It's like $7.25, and it's insulting. Because here's the thing: if you're out here, okay, y'all want. This is the thing: you can't say you want people to go out here, get jobs, get off of welfare, do this, but the minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour. However, the price of your gas has gone up, your food has gone up, your rent has gone up. Everything is going up, but minimum wage is staying low. Now make it make sense. It don't make sense. How are you going to survive if you can't make any money? It doesn't make sense.
Before when you set minimum wage up, it says when minimum wage.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay. I agree with what he's saying about minimum wage because, okay, if it goes up, what is it going to change? Because me, I got tired of doing what I was doing, working for someone else. So that's why I invested and I started my own.
Facts.
So I started my own. So I bust my tail for it. So that means, do I indulge in certain things that are illegal that can take everything away from me? No, because you know what? I'm not going to change. That's my lifestyle. So
Right.
that means if someone raised minimum wage for certain people that are very immature and illiterate with money and they already struggling, they're going to struggle more because now they're going to have more money to indulge in things that's not and still be struggling. So it's going to be point. I'm not saying don't raise it, but I understand the pros and cons of if you do and if you don't.
And I you know what, and I can go with that, and I agree with that. But you know, I still believe minimum wage should go up. But even like me, I got tired of working for people. I created a podcast. I got my own hauling company. I got my whole DJ company. So people need to get out there and learn. But like I said, they're afraid to learn, and then they don't know who to go to. And then it's not a lot of programs that's out there for people to go and learn anything. But at the same time, some cities don't really have it. Some cities do. But there are programs for people to learn things. But you got to get out your own mindset. But like me,
city here. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
I was just saying though. I worked for people for years. You know what I'm saying? I'm just starting to work on my own just this year myself. So I do agree. If I built myself up, I shouldn't have to pay for everybody else. I do agree.
Now, there's also a difference between being self-employed and being a business owner as well.
Correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
But when minimum wage goes up, the cost of everything goes up with that.
That is true.
It's called minimum wage for a reason.
So what is the difference between, okay, so y'all saying minimum wage shouldn't go up because everything else is going to go up. So what is your outlook on the fact that minimum wage is staying low and everything else is still going up? It's not stopping nothing.
Well,
everything is still going up. Are we not paying more for groceries? Are we not paying more for gas?
You better get you a damn better job, sis. And then people talk about people.
But at the end of the day,
hold on, one at a time.
Now we can go back. People talk about the interest rate. So in 1997, I bought my first house. I had a 788 credit score. I had excellent credit. My interest rate on my house with a VA loan in 1997 was 7.75%. So really, historically, interest rates are really not high. People think they are because they got real low. But if you look at the history of interest on a home, it's really not high. To be honest with you, it's not.
Well, I will say this. Well, I know some people maybe like because I've been owning my house for 3 years now, but here's the thing: before I got in the house market, the interest rate was like 2 point something, 3 point, you know what I'm saying,
right?
Like that. But when I got in the house market, it went up. So now my interest rate is 6.2.
Yeah,
and I've been in my house for 3 years, and the interest rates have gone up since then.
They have went up.
So anybody whoever trying to get in the house now, they're gonna probably paying 7, 8, or 9% interest.
But I'm talking about historically. If you're looking at the history, not just 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If you look at a span of it, the interest rates on home loans is really not crazy high right now. They're really not. Even though they went up from like the 3% stuff you're talking about, but they're not historically high. They're really not.
Yeah, but I like I said, I do agree that because like Ms. Bliss is saying, why not erase the minimum wage? But it is true though.
When you raise the
minimum wage,
everything is gonna go up. If you can't pay rent now, and you raise the minimum wage, everything's gonna go up. It never fails.
Everything's already up. That's what I don't understand. Everything's already.
But it's gonna go higher than that.
Hold on, Auntie got some.
She said my interest rate from 2018 is 3.25 and still that. Been in my house for almost 8 years now.
Right.
That's not as a very being in a home. Average home mortgage back in the day was 30 years. That's still at whatever we at right now, 6%, 7%. It's still low. Historically, I'm not talking about 5 and 10 years. Historically, interest rates are still low. I'm not saying dumbass is doing right. And don't get me wrong on that. I voted for this dumbass. I'm not saying he's doing right. But historically, it's still low.
Well, I mean,
Well,
like
I don't
said,
know. I don't have them.
but
Here's the thing.
It all depends how you look at it. Because once again, like Auntie said, when she got in her home, her interest rate was was right there, and she's still there. But when I got, like I said, I got into the house market, it started at 6.1. So, and now I think it's going up before even more than that. So even no matter what, everything's gonna go up, no matter what. So
that's my whole point. Everything's going up regardless.
If you don't raise the minimum wage, stuff still gonna go up. And if you do raise the minimum wage, it's still gonna go up, regardless.
That was my whole point.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, we say we want people to get off of welfare and all that, but everybody's okay with people being at $7.25 an hour. Make it make sense. If you want me to get off, if you want somebody to get off the Section 8,
I don't know. I never.
And then they
that.
turn around and they only making $7.25 an hour. They got 3-4 kids and they kidding in the rent is $1,100.
Can I go here? Can I go here? Responsibility of having them kids. Yeah, because responsibility of having them kids.
Okay, yeah, but the kids are here now, so you can't change the fact what's here now.
Okay, well, check this out.
We can choose. We could have chose our partners better. We could have had better baby mamas and better baby daddies. We wouldn't have a lot of situations we got going on there too. But at the end of the day, we can't change that fact. So if somebody out here already got 4 or 5 kids, they are already here. You can't tell their mother, okay, you should get $7.25 an hour, stay at $25 an hour. You got 5 children. We take you off the Section 8. We ain't gonna never give you a raise off of $7.25. Maybe they don't have the mentality or the education to go and do something better.
So whose fault is that? So should I have to pay for that?
Of course it's their fault. Of course it's their fault. But everything that we do in life is our fault. We got to take accountability for it. That's everybody. That's what I'm saying. No matter what you do in life, everybody has to take accountability for what you did. The choices we make in life is their accountability. But at the same time, do we tell those children where you got your mother wasn't shit, didn't go to school, didn't get an education, she just as a nurse, she makes $7.25, she can't afford to clothe y'all, feed y'all, nothing. But you know what? Y'all gonna have to deal with that because we don't want to give her more than $7.25. That's ridiculous to me.
But that's not every job.
It's not every job, but I'm talking about the fact that here's at the end of the day, I'm not speaking for myself because shit, I left Louisville making $33 an hour in my own business. I've been doing dreads for 20 years. I've been having my business for 20 years, 22 years to be exact. So I'm not speaking on me. I'm speaking on the people out here that may need better. You got some people out here with depression, mental situations and shit. We don't know what they're going through. So to say to these people, get off of food stamps, get off of this, get off of that, we're going to keep you at $7.25. It's fucking ridiculous.
Hold on. See, Auntie said the thing is that I know that I have over $200,000 in equity, which I pulled out my number double. And that's true when it comes to equity. That's true. But your thing was saying to me, I see you passionate about that because I know people in that.
I'm about to speak on that.
Hold on, Lamont. Hold on. I'm gonna say this. Here is there are people out here that have mental issues. There are people who are dealing with a lot of stuff. There is. I put it on everything that is, but there's programs for this.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. Guess what? McDonald's paying $13, $14, $15, $16 an hour.
Can I speak?
Just stand at that damn window. So guess what? Once again, it's the mindset. And I always say, I said 100 times on the show, I tell everybody on the street, you need to unprogram your mind and unprogram your mind the things you've been accustomed to and change your life. That's how you do it. I did it. Everyone else can do it.
My mother made minimum wage, just like what you're talking about. I don't know who Peggy. My mother made minimum wage at KFC on Wilson Avenue. I'm 50 years old right now. I've been working since I was 8 years old. I've been buying my own clothes since I was 13. I grew up in the projects in a single-parent home on LFDC and welfare, and I always knew it was something better. And I thank God I had some people that was in my life to kind of give me that guidance, and I've never went back. And my mother's 70 years old right now today, and I love my mother. I love my mother, respect my mother. I don't agree with everything she does, but my mother still had that at minimalistic, I'm going to survive mentality, because I don't know what happened to her, but she was broken, and we have a lot of that in our community, broken black women. We have a lot of that. We have a lot of broken black women that are trying to raise young men, and then these young men become broken black young males that are not men. And no disrespect to no black woman out here, no white woman, no green woman. You yourself as an individual, have to tighten up your bootstraps and pull them boots up and make that change. There's nobody in God's green earth that can make that change for you. Do you think I want to leave my 16-year-old at home and drive his fucking truck 1,800 miles? No fucking way. But you know something? I like living a certain kind of way. That's why my ass is at work. That's why I work 70 plus hours a week. Because I like living in a paid for house. I like driving a $70,000 vehicle. I like them kind of shits. I like having $30,000 cash in my safety deposit box. That's the shit I like. So that's why I come to fucking work. I like being able to buy food stamps for motherfuckers who won't sell them. That's the shit I like. That's why I work. So, you know, with all due respect to all people, if you want to make a goddamn change, just like Shorty's saying, you can make that change. But can't nobody make you make that. It has to be within you. And if it ain't in you, so fuck you. I got grown-ass cousins I love to fucking death. One is 38 years old. And he's probably about to go to prison for 20 years. But he made that damn decision. I gave him the guidance. I gave him the attorney. But people got to make that change. And there's no excuse for it. Minimum wage is minimum wage for a fucking reason. Minimum fucking skill set. Nigga, if you want to lay around and smoke weed all goddamn day, and I'm not knocking marijuana, I don't think it's the gateway to other drugs. That's your fucking choice. But I like making six figures. That's why I don't smoke marijuana.
Hey, hold on. I got wait. Go ahead. Go ahead. But I do like. I'm keep saying. I do think minimum wage need to be raised.
Right? Ain't nobody said raise the shit to $20. I'm saying $7.25 is ridiculous. I don't care if they put it to $8. It's better than $7.25. That's ridiculous to me. I mean, everybody feel how they feel respectfully. Y'all feel how y'all feel. I feel how I feel. You ain't gonna change, and I ain't either. I respectfully, humbly disagree, and that's just me.
Right. But I do think people need to change their mindset. Go ahead.
Can I say something on what your auntie said? That is so true, that some people are afraid to get more than that, because if they do get more, benefits is going to be taken away, and they don't want that responsibility. And that's hard for them to even sit up there and be like, well, shoot, if I sit up there and go over 25 hours, then that means I'm going to have to pay my whole $900 in rent. Instead of me staying 24 hours, I ain't got to pay number $15. So that's what they're going to do. And then wonder why, man, this need to go up. I can't get no eggs. I can't get that. So they choosing to stay in that crabs in a bucket. That's what they choosing to be. Versus the someone that wanted to do, that wanted to work, that's going to work, that's busting their tail, that's making working check to check, that's paying this out of their pocket because they are doing 40 plus hours a week. They don't qualify for this. They can't get this. So now they don't qualify for no benefits, but yet someone that's working 24.5 hours can get all the benefits.
You know, that guy, I had a friend, she worked at Ford, and it's been a couple of years ago. And same situation we talk about. She made too much money. I think she was making $19 an hour with 3 children. Beautiful sister. She made too much money to get benefits, but not enough money to truly live, you know, as a single parent, you know, with her kids. So she was living in a subsidized housing and stuff like that. I've got food stamps twice in my life. And I used the program to, you know, get to where I had to be at. In 2012, I got food stamps for a year because I owned a truck, and I was living in New Albany, Indiana. And all the trucking jobs that I knew of at that time, my lack of knowledge, was all over the road. And that just wasn't going with a 3-year-old daughter. So I literally worked at Kia for making $9 an hour. And my rent was like $5.19 a month. But I did whatever I had to do to take care of my child. But the moment I had the opportunity to go back and do what I do, I went and did it. Like right now, I want to go and drive a truck bus. I think it don't pay $15 an hour. I don't even give a shit. My house paid for. I ain't had a market on the second hour.
Well, I'm gonna see Miss Riri. Oh my God.
Yeah, y'all touched on. Hey, y'all. Hey. I had to jump in on this one. But yeah, Lamar, you and Mika just touched on one of the comments that I did make. And I'll just kind of go back up and start there and then work my way down. But a lot of the programs were pretty much, I consider, for people, it was set up for them to fail, because like you just said, you had a friend that was, you know, making this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
but if she went out and made anything else over their, you know, guidelines, then she was either taken off the program or people are taking off programs.
Yep.
And then, those
Exactly.
people, those are the people that's trying to move ahead. So how is it that they're at fault because they can't get ahead? Now, I'm going to go into it with this. Now, you said a lot here. When you said that your mama was this, that, and the other, right? And you turned out this, that, and the other, and Layla's going to turn out this, that. Did I say it right? Is it Layla or Jayla?
Yeah, it's Layla.
Okay. She's going to turn out going hard. Me, I'm the same way with my kids. My kids go hard, but that's the thing. A lot of people that are on food stamps, yeah, there are some repeat offenders who are lazy, who, this, that, and the other, but then there are genuine, those people, the elderly, the sick and shut in, people that just really can't get out here and work, right? So those people I would help any day, all day long, right? But going to the people who can actually get up and do something, that what you were saying, it's not your fault that they this, that, and the other. No, it's not your fault that these people are lazy and then they're not trying to work and show their kids how to have a better life. So when it comes to the kids, whose fault is it then? Like, those kids have to suffer. So when they grow up, guess what? Like minds attract. So they probably most likely are going to follow suit on what they saw with their their parents growing up. You know what I'm saying? However you are as a parent, I personally feel like is how your kids are going to be. So again, it's not, to me, I feel like if you like a college student and you trying to, get ahead and you going to school and this, that, and the other, and you get food stamps. Okay. Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's helping on the grocery part of it, because everybody needs an increase in income.
Yes.
And I think it just recently went up to 15. It was supposed to, I think it did. I don't know. But even if it was passed,
It's supposed to, but I don't think it has
it's
yet.
not
It's still
nobody's fault.
7.25.
But again, when it comes to kids, and that's the whole thing with this whole program, are the kids. Like, what about the kids though?
Exactly.
A lot of people don't have people like you and me and Mika and everybody on this call that go hard for our kids and family to show our kids. So whose fault is it then?
Exactly. And that goes back to what I was saying.
That goes back to that village. That village. You remember? I remember, and we all about the same age, I believe. I'm 50. But I remember being maybe about 8 years old, and wasn't no babysitter. You went home, the neighbor had the key. But things have changed so much.
Yeah, that don't exist today.
Lyndon Baines Johnson said this: if we give those niggas a little bit for the, and we are living that right here, right now, today. Sad to say it. It was more of us blacks married to one another before civil rights passed than it is today. And
but that changed along with, you said something to my kid, or why you say this to my kid, or don't be talking to my kid this way, that way. All that went out the door when that, black people started hating on the next black person. So that village left a long time ago.
And it's sad, but we, at the end of the day, we as a culture, we as a people, we are our own worst enemies, and that hurts me to my soul.
We are. I agree with you right there.
I got to be honest with you. I love my I love my family, but I remember when I had that 4th of July barbecue, and within 24 hours, I had a cousin of mine. She's my cousin. I love her, but you got a brand new used car, and you asked me, "Cuz, can I have $150? Can I borrow $150?" Well, maybe you didn't need that car. And then I had another cousin of mine. He said, and I'm still cool with him right now. And he's like, "Cuz, can I borrow $600? Because if I spend my money to buy this car, I won't have the money for the plates." But I'm like, "You own the car." And then you get the money next week. I got a friend right now, white dude. Can't make this shit up. We were talking about it today. Man, I need $1,000. I say, "Hey, bro, I'm going to tell you what the difference is, your culture and my culture, being black and white. Pay the bills that you must pay this week. And the rest of them, fuck them. Pay them next week."
Yeah.
He told me, "Man, I can't do that." Now he's married. He's married. So if you know anything about pay, he's not a W-2 wage earner. He's a 1099. So if he made, I think he made 101 last year. That means he had $101,000 go to his bank account.
Yeah.
His wife, I think, makes $65,000 or $75,000 a year. So that means she had about $50,000 go to her bank account. I'm self-employed by myself. So if I made $150,000, I paid $30,000 to $40,000 in diesel fuel, and then we ain't even talking about no maintenance. And I told him, I said, "Bro, you made more money than me by yourself. And I'm buying my house by myself." I said, "Make that shit make sense."
I'm gonna say this though. I gotta say this. It's like everybody need help. Everybody needs some help.
Hey, we better get on our knees and pray.
Keep saying is we are not, as a community, we will not get better. I'm just fucking just people. Period. We'll not get better to you when you get tired. You have to unprogram your mind. Yeah, I had to do the same thing because I got tired of the same dead end job, going to work, punching in, punching out. Somebody got to tell me when they got to go, when I can leave. No. So you have to unprogram your mind to things you've been accustomed to. I'm going to say it till the day I die because I'm a prime example for that, So it just, you have to want it.
But that's the thing. Not everybody does. There's so many content people out here in life. So because I am a person that I'm never content, I'm never happy. And it's like I'll set goals and I'll reach those goals. And then I'm like, well, damn, okay, I got that. Like, what next? And then I'll go and reach the next goal, but I'm still never happy. So I could never, ever, ever put a cap on anything financial when it comes to me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I even seen like videos and all that stuff of people back, a few years ago. I watched this video of this lady was, bragging about being on food stamps and said she'll never get off. And she was super fly. Like she was flying them up, look good, hair done, all this, that, and the other. But that's the mindset of some people. You know what I'm saying? But this what's going on now is going to wake those people up. And I'm not mad that it's going to force those people into have to get off their ass and go out here and work. I'm not mad at it for them, but it's the kids that's going to grow up and feel that, okay, damn, we didn't see mama do nothing. All she did was just stay home all day. Mm-hmm. No type of ambition whatsoever. That's my issue with it.
My thing this here, like you said, I see what he's doing. I don't like him. I can't stand him. I don't like a lot of things he do, you know what I'm saying? But I think it was could have been done another way. But also, like I said, there's people who've been doing it for generation, live off the government and have these kids just because the government know the government's gonna pay for them, and then they teach their kids the same type of mindset. So but I do like that what this is going to force people. And yes, like I said, there's thousands of people who needs it. There's thousands of elderly people who needs it. There's thousands of people who got mental issues that needs it. But let's be honest, I don't know the statistics, but I feel like it's more people on it that don't need it than people that do need it.
Hey, Shorty, you know what it comes down to? Either you're gonna shit or you're gonna get out the pot. There you go. It ain't complicated. When a motherfucker's forced to make a change, they gonna make a change.
Go ahead, Peggy.
It's crazy that like I said, each state has their own laws and what they want to do. They got a whole lot of money, just like Kentucky. Mm-hmm. They got money for LIHEAP, but they talking about they don't know about stamps. So what a freak they gonna put food at? They got lights, but they ain't got no food to go in the refrigerators.
Well, hell, you can. Well, a lot of us live beyond our means, and on top of that, I gotta say this. So, like, I got my daughter's nails done this weekend. That was our daughter daddy thing. And I thought it was going to be about $100. It was $135, right? And I was like, damn. So, I made that sacrifice. That was going back to what I was talking about, the money I brought her out here on the road with me, to eat or whatever case may be. And the average meal, just straight up, that's what the average meal out here costs. And that's what she wanted. And I told her that's what we was going to do. That was our daddy-daughter date for the weekend or whatever the case may be. Now, if I got to choose between my daughter having some nails done and us eating, it's not rocket science for me. I would say Northern New York motherfucking second. But we can see, we see, that's all we got to do is look. Motherfucking nails be done to the max. But they ain't got no goddamn food. Come on now.
And
but I'm not going to knock a woman. A dude to have some Jordans on, but he catching the damn bus. Make that shit make sense to me. I don't Uber. 2 weeks ago, I had a $25,000 check in my pocket, and my black ass would walk to the bus stop to catch the damn bus. But however, the people bought me a Lyft or Uber. I don't Uber, and I make damn good money, but I don't Uber. I will catch the damn bus.
And I'm gonna say this when we getting close to the end. I'm gonna say everybody got their little closing with anything they want to say before we close the end out. So what I'm gonna say it again. Go get help. Find out the resources. And you have a computer in your hand, so you don't really have to go nowhere to find the resource because the computer is in your hand. Change your mindset. That's all I can say about it. Anybody else?
Well, I would say simply for the people who have been, like I said, repeat offenders, like just, you know, if there, I know there's a lot of people may not have the education, like Mika said, they may not have the education or the resources, but you know, now the time has come, you know what I'm saying? Reach out, find those resources, go get, you know, the GEDs, finish the high school diplomas, whatever, just want better for yourself, you know? At the same time, again, I don't know. Did they actually take it away, you guys? I don't know. I didn't. I mean, I just stopped watching the news. Like, did people get it or no?
No, no
For
one got
November.
stamps.
No one get it. No one get
Okay,
it.
so that's the thing. So the fact of now is it appears to be gone. Like, just want better for yourself and go out here. And I'm not saying go rob, steal, and kill to get it, but just make this or let this be a lesson learned. And want to go out here and get it. You know, and just start small and then work your way up, build your way up. You never know where you might end up, you know, and then, you know, just showing your children that it's better than the poverty mindset or being content in life.
Mm-hmm. And so Ms. Bless, what you have?
I said what I had to say. I mean, like at the end of the day, everybody's situation is different.
Correct.
And you really can't speak on it if you ain't lived it. Some people didn't come from poverty. Some people did. Some people, they deal with situations differently. So with that being said, when I speak for the children that may be a part of this home. And just because your mother may not have made nothing of herself, don't mean they should have to suffer too, because she didn't have the education. And that's just how I feel. So to say screw everybody because somebody's mindset wasn't where it needed to be before they had children, the children are here now. They're here now. So at the end of the day, somebody got to raise them children. Somebody got to clothe and feed them children. And if the mama can't do it, somebody got to do it. So at the end of the day, we can't talk about raising villages, then say fuck everybody in the village. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
What you got, Saeed?
Yeah, you know how they say, like what Blaise just said, it takes a village to raise a child, right? Mm-hmm. And also, like I think about, like, you know, we be having different concerns for people. So like they say stuff like, if you hear someone that may mention or seem like they may be suicidal, you should attend to them. You should try to help them with your best of your ability, right? I think it's still just following us. I think it's following us all as a community, how this shit done got out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be more concerned about our community, you know what I'm saying? Individuals in our neighborhood, instead of just, well, this is my family and we straight over here, fuck everybody else. Like, I feel that we do need to put more forth for effort in our community, man, to help to get to those resources and coach them to get to those resources.
Yeah.
You can give a lot of your time, but you know, you can give a little bit of your time.
Yeah. Miss Peggy, what you got?
Well, to answer the question about the stamps, it did not stop. Some states have sued Donald Trump. That's why they're gonna go ahead and do it. But we just don't. They don't know when that they're gonna do it. And my thing is, with the government being shut down, we don't know what kind of laws is gonna change. What's gonna get taken away from what? What's gonna get added to what? Something's gonna change because they're having a hard argument right now, and we just don't know what it's gonna be. And me having the business that I have now, I have 4 employees, travel nursing, caregivers. And I try my best all the time to go into the West End. They don't support me. I'm all the way out Stony Brook, out Westport Road. Different race supports me and they pay me for what I'm worth. But I want to help my own. That's why I be going down to the West End and doing this and fighting for them, taking them to Tark 3, do this and all that. But do they want to help me expand my business? But here I am fighting for them, but then they have people that don't, you're not paying for it, the insurance is paying me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how are we helping our own? And I have always been that type that want to help my people. Always. Have always been that and done that. So it's like, what are we going to do? Yes, we don't get stamps and, you know, all this stuff, but yet that still ain't changed me with feeding the kids in my neighborhood.
True.
Right.
Here, go get your ham sandwich and chips and a bottle of water and all this stuff. So it's like, dang, how much can one person do and how much can one person take? So my thing, you know, yes, stamps, it benefits all these kids and all this stuff out here, but we say we want a village, you need a village, but people don't understand that stuff no more. Now it's like they want to fight the village that you're coming with.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like, what are we supposed to do? We need more of that kind of support, more of those kind of conversations, more of them people coming together. And, you know, yes, Black Lives Matter. Do I support Black Lives Matter? I honestly say I don't, because I don't
I don't
believe what
support
they're
it.
saying.
I
Because
don't
a
support
black
it.
person can kill a black person and they won't say anything. They won't say nothing. But let a white person kill a black person, they have videos, they have this, they have that. So my thing is that I love my black people, yes I do, but we gotta do better. Point blank, period.
Okay, I agree with that. No, that was everything I agree with. And I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna kind of and how he's doing it. I think it's fucked up how he's doing it. There should be a better way to doing it. And I think I feel like this can be an eye opener for a lot of men, especially a lot of women that's having these kids. So yes, we need to fix what's going on now. But I feel like for the next generation, that it probably can get them a kickstart and change their mindset and not living off the government. I mean, it's possible.
Say something.
So, anyone hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
If you if I give you a fish, if I give you a fish, you eat today. But if I teach you how to fish, you eat for a lifetime. Think about what I'm saying. Because everything we're talking about, at the end of the day, is not going to fix it. And what fix some don't fix all. And Peggy, I can definitely understand your frustrations and where you're coming from with what you're talking about. I've seen it with my own two eyes. But I will say this. One thing we need to do as a people, and I don't care what party, what political party, we need to vote. But we don't need to only vote nationally. We definitely need to vote locally. And if we don't agree to certain things, like one of us is on here, go and be the next city councilman or the next mayor or whatever case may be. But with that, for those who want to receive what we're talking about, receive it and go with it. And for those who don't, because we can't save everybody, but our people, and when I say our people, I'm not going to say black, white, our people as Americans, we got to do better.
Yes.
Include myself, we got to do better. Because we are one of the richest nations in the world. And yet, we grow so much food, and yet we got so much in abundance, but we waste so much. We waste so much. And I'm going to be honest with you. For whoever can see this podcast, I live in Fern Creek. Hey, I got beans and cornbread. But like I said, like I was talking about with my daughter, whatever I'm giving, I'm leading from the front. Because there's no reason for nobody in Louisville, Kentucky to be hungry. And I know this.
Yeah.
There was a time that I was getting dirty care in 2012. I'm not ashamed to say that. There is no reason for nobody to be hungry in Louisville, Kentucky. You may only get one meal a day, but there is no reason for nobody to be hungry in Louisville, Kentucky. It may not be what you want, but there is no reason for nobody to be hungry in Louisville, Kentucky. Food stamps or no food stamps.
With that being said, I know this is a touchy subject for the ones out there. I'm glad people who have chimed in. We had over 3,200 people on Facebook watching, so that's a good one. Hey, get your life. Get your life. Shorty Logic Podcast. We'll be here every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all need to like, share, comment. Hey, send us what y'all want to talk about. We'll talk about the things that y'all want to talk about. We out of here.